What's going on, basketball fans? Welcome to NBA Talk. I'm your host, Hani, and continuing on with the 2016-17 NBA season preview, we are finally talking about the rookies of the NBA, in which in this video, we're going to be talking about who is going to be winning the 2016-17 NBA Rookie of the Year award. So, let's get started. And when it comes to the Rookie of the Year award, there are many names who I can think of, such as Ben Simmons, Brandon Ingram, Jaylen Brown, Kris Dunn, Buddy Hield, and so on, and the list can just go on after that. But in my opinion, I feel there's really only one player right now who I think is going to win the award, and that is Joel Embiid, the Philadelphia 76ers. And before you get on to me about, Joel has been in the league for 2 years now, he can't win that award. He's not a rookie. Well, technically, you're right, but at the same time, you're wrong. Because according to the NBA rulings, it states that if an NBA player has not played a single game in the NBA, that makes them eligible for the Rookie of the Year award. And in this case, since Joel Embiid missed the 2014 season, the year he was drafted, because of a foot injury, and then he missed the 2015-16 season because of the foot injury again, this year is now his rookie year, essentially. The 2016-17 season is now Joel Embiid's rookie season, which means that he's basically a rookie and he can contend for this award. So now, why do I think Joel Embiid is going to win this award? Well, really, it's for a couple of reasons. Number one, he has the experience that no other rookie has right now. And let's face it, Joel Embiid has been in the NBA for 2 seasons now. That means he has 2 seasons worth of NBA coaching. He has 2 seasons of watching NBA games firsthand, 2 seasons of talking to other NBA players, and he has 2 seasons of just learning the game of basketball at the professional level. This is something that a lot of rookies just don't have when they're coming into the league. They just don't have that experience. They're not able to know things that Joel Embiid will know. Joel Embiid will know things about when to do things, when to not do things, how to do things right, and how to not make mistakes. And that's something that will be very valuable to him, because he won't be in this predicament where he won't know what to do, because he'll know what to do. And as we saw in the preseason, Joel Embiid is showing us how he's taking the knowledge he's learned throughout the past couple of seasons, and he is building upon that, and he's using it in his game, and he's able to take advantage of that, the fact that he has that experience. And I think that's something that will give him the advantage over other rookies, which is one of the reasons why I think he's going to win Rookie of the Year, because he has that experience that other rookies just don't have. Second of all, Joel Embiid has all the tools to be one of the best big men in the league. Well, first of all, the NBA is changing. We're going away from the traditional big man era and moving on to more of a big man hybrid. Big men that can do everything that a big man usually does, but also do things that guards can do. So they can rebound, block shots, be in the post like regular big man, but they can also shoot, they can also dribble, they can also pass like guards. And this is something that we see primarily done by guys like Karl-Anthony Towns, who exemplify this in a perfect way, how they're able to be a modern day NBA big man. And I think since Joel Embiid has been out, Philadelphia realized this since they drafted him. Because this guy was potentially a number 1 overall pick back in 2014. Because this guy has the athleticism, this guy has the ability to be molded into a traditional modern day NBA big man. And I think that's what Philadelphia did with him. I mean, he looks like a guy ready for the future. He's 7'2", he's crazy athletic, he can rebound the ball, he can defend, he has great post skills, and he can also shoot, he can pass, and can run the floor. These are things that make him a modern day NBA big man. But why does I make him the Rookie of the Year? Because he is better than other rookies at this. This is something that he'll be doing, like Karl-Anthony Towns did last year, where he was a modern day NBA big man, which made him better than most of the NBA veterans in the league, thus making him one of the better players in the league, because he's able to adapt to the way the NBA is changing. So the NBA is changing, so is Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid has changed his game so that he fits well in this system, which means that coaches are gonna love him. Teams are gonna want him on their team. Why? Because he is versatile. He can do everything. He can do anything that you want him to do. And also, being in Philadelphia, now that Ben Simmons is injured, Joel Embiid is going to have all the opportunity to score because he's so versatile. He can shoot. He can also go from the post. He's also going to be a really good defender, which means he's going to be racking up blocks. He can also rebound the ball. So he's going to be stuffing the stat sheet and being really efficient at the same time, which is why I think he's going to win Rookie of the Year, because he can do it all. And a lot of people take this for granted, the fact that, he's a guy who, he can do it all, but he's not good at everything. No. What he's been showing us in the preseason, you can already see this guy knows how to do it all. And this is exactly what the Philadelphia 76ers need. This is exactly what any NBA team wants from their center position especially. And especially when Ben Simmons comes back, this is going to be a great 1-2 punch for the future, because now you have two guys who are prepared for the future and be prepared to lead your franchise forward. And that's why I think Joel Embiid is going to win the Rookie of the Year award. Number one, because he has that experience, he has the knowledge of the NBA, so he knows how the NBA works, and he knows how to be successful in the NBA. Number two, he has the skill set, and he has the talent that puts him ahead of every other rookie in the league, because he's able to fit well in the modern day NBA, and plus, he's able to do it all. So that's why I think Joel Embiid is going to be the 2016-17 NBA Rookie of the Year. My second choice for Rookie of the Year contention is going to be going to Buddy Hield of the New Orleans Pelicans. Now, he was drafted with the 6th overall pick for the Pelicans in the 2016 draft. This guy was highly touted, coming into the draft. He was endorsed by Kobe Bryant as a great player. He's an incredible shooter, one of the best out of all the collegiate players. He was also one of the best scorers in the league as well. And there's really only one main reason why I think Buddy Hield is going to win this award. And that is, he filled a need for the Pelicans. The Pelicans are in dire need of two things. They're in need of shooting, and they're in need of a guy who can score, other than Anthony Davis. But now that you got Jrue Holiday, Tyreke Evans, and potentially Anthony Davis out with injury, this basically opens the floor up for a guy like Buddy Hield to fit in and solve these issues that the team has. So which means Buddy Hield will, number one, get a lot of minutes, which will help him to gain the experience. Number two, with those minutes, he'll be able to score, which we already know he can do. The way the Rookie of the Year award is given out, it's given out to the player who can A, score the most points out of all the rookies, and B, can make a big impact. And the fact that he's filling a role, he's filling a void on the team, so he's getting more minutes, and he's going to be able to score. He's going to be probably a number 1 or 2 option on that team. Just gives him the opportunity, opens the door for him to become the Rookie of the Year, because he's able to do the two main things that will lead him straight to that award. That's one of the biggest reasons why I think Buddy Hield is going to be in the contention, because he's just that versatile of a player. He's a player that fits the need of the team, and he's given the opportunity now to become a better player and to, win the award, because he's able to put up the numbers, and he's going to be able to do everything he needs to do to help this team. There is a reason why I think Buddy is not going to win the award, why I ranked him lower than Joel on my list. And it's really because, he may develop slowly. Now, I don't know if you guys saw, but in Summer League, Buddy Hield was not the same player we saw playing for Oklahoma State for college. He was not that same guy, because he was a fraction of himself. He was a little bit tentative to shoot. His shooting percentage was down. So that's why, in my opinion, I think he's going to start off slowly in the league, which is why, I sort of put him behind Joel Embiid, because I don't think he's going to have the sort of continued momentum like Joel. I think Buddy's going to get better as the season goes on, but if I'm looking at a guy who's going to be good throughout the season, I think that's going to be Joel Embiid. But Buddy Hield is still going to be in the contention. He's still going to be in the running. And if I think if Joel doesn't win it, I think it's going to be Buddy who's going to win this award. Now, I did say I'm going to only give you 2 options. However, I'm going to give you guys a bonus option, because of how much talent there is. There's really a lot of players you can fit into this. There's a lot of variables to picking the winner of this award. So my third option, who is actually the most unlikely out of the 3, would be Kris Dunn of the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now, he was drafted with the 5th pick in the draft, and this guy is a great point guard. Honestly, watching this guy play, he's great on both ends, which is what a lot of teams need. He's a guy who can shoot. This is a guy who can pass. This is a guy who can drive. He's got specific, particularly, and he's also really good in the defensive end. He's perfect fit in Minnesota. But the reason why I think he's not going to win the award is mainly just because the fact that he's not going to get a lot of minutes. He's competing with guys like Ricky Rubio, Zach LaVine, Tyus Jones, all for the point guard position. And Minnesota really needs to solve this issue. They really need to trade away some of their guards in order to make room for a guy like Kris Dunn. But until that happens, I don't see Kris Dunn getting the minutes that he needs in order to make a bigger scoring impact and be able to outscore other rookies to win the award. So that's why I feel that Kris Dunn, though he may be in contention for the award, I don't think he'll win the award though. So there you have it. Those are my 3 options for Rookie of the Year. At number 1, we have Joel Embiid, who I think will win the award. Number 2, Buddy Hield. And finally, number 3, Kris Dunn. So let me know in the comment section down below. Do you agree with my picks? Do you have anybody different in mind? Let me know in the comment section down below. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Leave the episode a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to this channel for more content like this. We are a basketball channel completely surrounded by the NBA. We're talking about prediction. We talk about news. We also talk about some potential rumors and other stuff as well. So definitely stay tuned if you want to see more stuff from me in the future. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And as always, guys, I'm Hani from NBA Talk, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching.